Hey, it's Dennis here with the Dennis Tuttle Real Estate team, and it's time for another edition of What's Up or Down with the Market. Let's get into it. So I want to start out this edition with a little history lesson. I want to take us back to a year ago, 12 months ago, when we were entering summer of 2022. And I call that summer the FOMO summer of 2022. And the reason is when we were getting into May and June of last year, interest rates were rumored to be going up, and we started seeing signs, we started hearing the Fed talk about higher interest rates. So naturally there was this fear of missing out, FOMO, in people that were like, oh my gosh, the market's about to end and we got to get our house on the market, or we got to go buy a house before this market is over. And so what happened was we listed a record amount of homes in May and June as a market here in North Texas. I mean, 3,000 above the highest month we'd ever had in the history of real estate. But what happened was they listed homes, a lot of people were listing as if the market was not changing. And so we had this leftover of inventory. We weren't able to sell everything in those 2 months before rates went up. And as soon as rates went up, the market started to slow down in terms of the pace of everything. We kind of got stuck with all this inventory. So we went from 1 or 2 weeks of inventory up to 3.1 months of inventory average. New construction was like over 6 months worth of inventory, and from like no inventory at all to 6.1 months. So it essentially was a buyer's market in the new construction world. Anything over 5 or 6 months is considered a buyer's market. Anything under 5 months supply or inventory is a seller's market. So we essentially in the new construction world went into a buyer's market, and yet we were still a seller's market in the resale market. But it didn't feel like it, because when you go from 1 week of homes to 2-3 months worth of homes, the pace is just so much different. And so that's what we were experiencing. So I'm going to give you some numbers for May of 2023, but I want to keep in mind that we're comparing it to the record highest month we've ever had in the history of real estate in North Texas, which was May of 2022. So May 2023, we have $468,714 as the average sales price. And that is only down 4.3%. 4.3% down from the highest month we've ever had in the history of North Texas. That is not bad. Feels different, but all that means is we're not growing at the pace that we were growing last year. But I mean, we are keeping up with the highest month that we've ever seen in North Texas real estate. Closed sales are down 3.5%. Okay, so closed sales down 3.5%, again, from a record in all of history, record of all time month. And so that's not bad. Interest rates are 6.5%, 7%. A year ago, the same month, rates were in the 3 to 4%. So we've essentially doubled the interest rate, and yet we're only down 3 to 4% as a market. That's great. Inventory right now, that's another number I want to talk about. Inventory right now on the resale side is at 2.3 months, okay? That's up 53% from where we were a year ago, but still down almost a month from where we were at the peak when things started to essentially slow down. Interestingly enough, new construction's down to 3.8 months. So they were at over 6, now they're at 3.8, and so they're back into a seller's market. They're only up 11% from where they were May of 2022. So they're basically back to normal on the new construction side. So we probably are going to start seeing some of the new construction incentives and things fall off as they're not as motivated as they were in December when they had all that inventory. Now, I'm going to wrap up this market update with this. When we compare this time to pre-COVID, if we didn't have the FOMO summer of 2022, we would be having a record summer in North Texas real estate right now. So check this out. May of 2019, the average sales price was $324,061. Today, just 4 years later, it's up to $468,714. So we're talking a $144,653 increase in the last 4 years. That averages to about $36,000 a year in appreciation. So when you put it in perspective of where we were before all the craziness started, 2019, to today, and you think that houses have appreciated 36,000, even with a small pullback like 3 or 4% from last year, we are still humming as a market. Like, it's the best market we've ever seen. And without, again, the FOMO summer of 2022, this would be a North Texas real estate record month, record summer than we've ever seen before. And so I think we're creating this new baseline, even with these higher interest rates, that is pretty hopeful moving forward as a real estate market. So I don't see the market crashing. I think the ingredients for a healthy market are here. There's a good balance between, if you want to sell your house, as long as you price it right, you stage it, we do the things that we used to do prior to the crazy low inventory market, and we price it right, that house is going to sell. It might take a little bit longer than what you were used to the last couple of years, but the house is going to sell, and we're going to still be able to get out and buy a house. There are multiple offers under 400,000. We're seeing that a lot still right now because there's a lot more people that's more in their affordability. But if you have the right ingredients still on an offer, you can still get it accepted. So it's a good balance right now between buying and selling. We're happy to talk more about that with you. If you have questions, reach out to me or the team, and we'll be back next month with another edition of What's Up or Down with the Market. Till then, we'll see you later. Bye.